What is up, guys? Today we're gonna go ahead and back test Friday. Let's go ahead and get into it. So right here we have, I mean, this was Austin's from a couple weeks ago. Natural gas. So I mean, Austin, have you been taking an eye on this, keeping an eye on this thing? I think you're on this call. I thought I
Yes,
saw you.
I have. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm really upset because I missed the sell down to my buy entry.
This one right here.
Yeah.
That looked pretty clean. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see how it look in the 1 hour. 1 hour is probably pretty saucy. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So easy structure here, in my opinion, super easy structure, right? We have higher high, which is my shoulder, higher low, which is my neckline. When we tried to peak higher, it does look like we do have a break and close above. And then the market changes character and actually gives us a little bit of liquidity right here. So once it comes back up, it came right into the shoulder area and then gave us that sell down. So that was pretty nice. Yep, and then it's been free falling. But I mean, it's already. Let's see. Let's take a
They
look
gave
at
a
this.
reentry in the 1 hour.
Let's see. Right here. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Here, let's delete this because we're talking about this um like 2 weeks ago. Hey, let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Heck yeah, love that. Well, today's a backtesting call, so this call may be a bit advanced, and that's okay. Fridays are for the more advanced students, and then Mondays are going to be for the beginner students, right? So make sure you are on the call on Monday with your notepad ready. But right now, I just want you to sit back and watch and kind of look, see how we learn and see how we go about the markets, right? But if you have any questions at any time, go ahead and unmute. That's definitely cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, so we know that natural gas has been pretty bullish, right? But we know that obviously we're looking for buys down in this area. So if we can catch, of course. So if we can catch this out to buy, we definitely can, right? So if you have all the confirmations that you guys need, make sure you guys are taking the trades. You know, if you guys get the confirmations, make sure you guys are doing your job. Right now, let me go ahead and just turn that off. So we can see we have higher high, higher low, and then we get a higher high. So once we get this break of structure, guys, this now becomes my BOS, and two, my left shoulder. So once we get this BOS, guys, this BOS becomes my left shoulder as soon as we change character here, right? So the market is bullish. So right now we should be looking for what?
Buys, bro.
Buys, right? The market is bullish. We should be looking for buys. So right here we have a two candle breakout rally. Two candle breakout rally. The 4 hour starting point would be this whole candle, right? So right now the market is in the buy zone, buy territory. Right now, I know sometimes like in the 4 hour time frame, this thing could look super, super big, but I've seen it to where it continues to respect the structure and it can look ugly, but as long as you understand that we're continuing getting break of structure to the upside and we haven't changed character yet, the market's still in its bullish momentum. Now, it may not happening fast, strong pushes to the upside, but as long as we're continuing to go a bit higher, that is still fine to take these buys right now. Right now, we're looking for buy positions, and it looks like the market is going to not respect that zone at all. But that's totally fine because the market has to end sometime and come back for its next best buy zone. And we've already had that locked and loaded down here for a while now. Right now, we're just waiting. But as soon as we got this change of character, guys, one, let's go ahead and confirm that. All right. So we had the need change of character. Let's go ahead and give us the change of character confirmation. Boom. So at this point, we have two setups that I'm looking at right now. We have the head and shoulder. So we have left shoulder, higher high is my left shoulder, higher low, my neckline. this peak that once we break higher, this is my head, and then we change character. So my stop loss to that setup would be right here. And my shoulder would be from the highest wick to the closest body. Remember, guys, so the highest wick would be right here to my closest body, which looks like it's going to be this green one. Choco. My boy Choco. He's going through it. All right, guys. So this is the left shoulder. This is my head and shoulder, right? Left shoulder, neckline, head, change of character. So we are looking for market to come back into this sell zone so we can go ahead and take some sell opportunities. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. Awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So the second sell opportunity, because then can anybody see the second sell opportunity? I'll go ahead and just leave my chart right there. If you guys want to annotate, you guys totally can. Let's go. Right. So Juan can see this massive breakout rally. We have 4 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles. We have to find the last buying candle that gave us that bearish breakout. And it's going to be this one right here. So we have a supply zone, right? A supply zone and a head and shoulder right on top of each other, right? So let's go ahead and put this right here, label this up, keep everything nice and clean. All right, cool. So this would be my entry. The stop loss would be right here. Your entry could be here as well. It's up to you. I usually like to go for the shoulders though, with the minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? So let's go ahead. We can break it down on the 1 hour time frame as it goes higher. So let's go ahead and take this, play this forward. Okay, so we can see we had a nice jump up to the upside, which is nice, right? So as of right now, it didn't really give us structure. It didn't really give us a whole lot of structure to focus on. And as of right now, the only break of structure to the upside would be this one right here. So I'm just going to label that. And I don't trade this at all, so we're going to see how, how it goes down. Boom. So notice how it only gave us this, right? Higher high. I'm just going to give this consolidation. We have some consolidation. We had a break of structure to the upside, giving us a high. We get a low. Now, we would like market to break and close above to give us a BOS of the upside. But as long as it sweeps and then changes character, that is completely fine with me. So let's see if it actually breaks and closes above. So it doesn't break and close above, but we can see that we have, yes, exactly. And that's what we want, right? It's okay if it's just a wick and changes character, that's fine, right? Now, if it does happen to have, a candle that closes above, right? If it does have a candle that closes above and then has the change of character, it even looks better to us, right? But if you can identify that we needed this sweep of liquidity or the break of structure, that is completely fine. But now we need the market to change character here now. This is what Miguel was talking about. So as of right now, we are in profit off of the first setup. So let's go ahead. Boom, we have the change of character. So initially we have the same thing all over again. And that's what you want to see, guys. Once you see a big setup right here, you want the entry on the right-hand side to give you the exact same thing, right? Even though it could be a little bit off, it might not look so totally similar. But notice how we have higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. Now we have high, low, high, change of character. Can you guys see that? Give me a 5 if you guys can see that. That's what we want to see. When we can see that off a setup, guys, we know that the market is looking good for us, right? That we're like, oh, snap, market's doing what we want it to do. let's go ahead and take these opportunities. You feel me? So let's go ahead. Um, so for this setup, let's just go ahead and dive in. We could delete the shred box because it's pretty big and I want it to be clear. So let's go right here. So notice how we have the breakout rally, 4 candle breakout rally, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles. We have to find the last buying candle that gave us that bearish breakout. And that would be this one right here. This is my supply zone. Now, again, my shoulder zone is this, right? My shoulder zone will always be the previous BOS or the previous liquidity sweep before the change of character. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense because
Makes
I
sense,
say
bro.
that every call, and I just want to make sure you guys
Yep.
understand. So that's so important to understand, right? So
Yes, sir.
let's go. The highest wick would be this green candle to the closest body, which is this red one. So let's see if the market can snipe that again. Now, again, for me, I usually go for the shoulders. I've just liked the shoulders. I've always liked the shoulders, so I usually stick to that. But I do know some people may not like the shoulders. Some people just like the supply zones. So I teach you guys both. So let's go ahead and move this over because this is for the big setup. Now let's see if we can have a snipe right here. Now again, just because I want the snipe at this shoulder zone does not mean it's going to give it to me, right? The market can like it can literally come back into this supply right here, tap, and it's gone. And that's all the market needed. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Since
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So initially with this, I would like to go ahead and take these lows. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Well, let's see if we can get something here. Oh, nope. You see that? They didn't give it to me. But whoever was playing off of this supply zone, they definitely ate. Definitely ate. They come into your supply zone a couple times, never hit stop loss, but it definitely gives you the 1 to 3. So you're probably seeing this. Whoever is seeing this, and you're like, well, shit, I'm just gonna go for supply zones. Hey, do that. Do that. If you like how the market moves off of supply zones, do that. Stay consistent with that. Right. I've always just liked the shoulders because that's what Oren taught me when I first got started. And I just stay consistent and I like the way it moves. Right. But when you're able to see both setups right there hand in hand, working with each other, guys, bro, it's literally okay to risk a bit more pips. Like if this is the setup regardless, you're like, hey, I'm just gonna risk a bit more. At the end of the day, it's all about leverage, right? So even though I'm just gonna delete some stuff to clear some things up, right? Actually, let's put that back. Right. Right now I'm risking 30 pips, but 30 pips can still be a $50 loss, right? Right here I'm risking about 67 pips, right? But 67 pips can still be a $50 loss if I leverage correctly. Does that make sense, guys? So it's all about leverage. It's okay to widen up your entry to stop loss ratio. Like it's okay to widen it out a little bit. Yeah, it's all about the calculator. On the scanner, there is a calculator. So you can definitely do what you got to do. And on Trade Locker, I use Trade Locker, right? On Trade Locker, you can actually calculate everything on the app, right? Very, very helpful. And if you trade on TradingView, it also does the same, right? So make sure you guys are calculating because it's very, very important. So we can see the first zone was definitely a hit, definitely did its job. So that was fine. And now the market is about down here somewhere. So let's go ahead and continue. Yeah, the market definitely did what it was supposed to do. So let's go ahead and exit out of this and we will clean that up. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. So this is what we have right here, right? If we're looking for buys, which we are, market gave us a BOS to the downside there, and then market gave us a BOS to the downside here. So as I'm looking at this market drip down, to my buy, I'm still marking up my zones, right? So if this is my bearish breakout rally, this is going to be my last buying candle that started the bearish move. Let me zoom in real quick and make sure that long green candle isn't red. So anything that looks like this, when you can't even tell, I just use the one I can actually see. That's what I like to do. So I'm not gonna like second guess, you know what I'm saying? So as of right now, yeah. So this would be my stop loss of that. So let's go ahead and give me the change of character, because if market really wants to go ahead and start buying now, it would do this: lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, we're not gonna go down here anymore. We're gonna go ahead and start buying now. Boom. Let's go ahead and start looking for more buys. Does that make sense, guys? So till then, we're still in seller's territory. Literally from this range down to here, we are in seller's territory, right? Seller's territory. So the market can go higher, go higher, go higher. And as soon as we change character, look at the market's going to want to start dropping down because we're in seller's territory, right? And that's okay. The more money that it builds up right here, that's totally fine, right? That even gives this buyer more incentive to continue buying higher. Does that make sense? That way the market can, build up money, build up some liquidity. That way when it comes down here, it makes us buy even more, that much more worth it. So we can start sending it back up. Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead, man. This is fire though. Yeah, buy number one that I would be looking at, and buy number two. Let's see the weekly real quick. Oh, this whole thing is the starting point too. Breakout. So then you have a massive starting point right here. So that's the weekly. Let's drop down back down to the daily. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep that like that. Daily and weekly starting points, and then we have a 4 hour starting point right inside of that. So I'm liking this area. I'm liking that. And again, we never have to be the first one in, guys, right? Remember, as long as we're continuing to get breakout structures, mark them up. Mark them up. And once we change character, it's going to be go time. It may happen here, or it may happen here, or it may happen here. We don't know until it actually changes character. Once we get that change of character, we can start looking for some buy opportunities. But we never have to be the first one in, especially when we see a big ass zone like this. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. Trust me, I've been there where I'm the first one in, the second one in, third one in, and now I'm not even looking for buys no more. I'm looking for sales because I'm getting clapped so many times, and then the market actually goes my way. Trust me, guys, I've been there. So like, you never have to be the first one in. Just continue to wait for confirmation. Any pair you guys want me to look at? I just wanted to look at that because I saw Austin was on the call bright and early, so wanted to give him his chart markup. Any other pairs, guys? USDMXN, bro. Anything but that, bro. Crazy. Crazy thing is, I've been marking it up too. So let's actually delete this. Let's delete all this stuff right here. So the market for USDMXN is actually coming up to a monthly shoulder, right? But technically, the stop loss for this is way up here. So, the market can go as high as it wants because it has this whole range to go higher. So we don't know exactly when it's going to be ready to change character until it actually does. And then we know we could start looking for long-term sells. Does that make sense, guys? So we may get some rejections here, and it looks like we're already starting to. So let's go back down the weekly. So let's check it out. We have a high point, low point, looks like it's equal highs, and then we get right here. So because of that, I'm using this as my change of character. right? Because this is the higher high that was made. This is the higher high that was made, and this is the dominant higher low that was made. And everything else is just internal market structure. So I'm gonna keep that like this. Let's go to the monthly real quick. Let's see, the monthly is saying this right here. All right, I'll stick with that. I'll stick with this and then keep this other one in my mind, locked and loaded, right? So we have the break of structure to the upside. So on the monthly time frame, I'm sorry, the weekly time frame, we are still bullish. We are just consolidating a little bit, right? So if this is my BOS to the upside, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles. My last selling candle is right here. This is going to be my demand zone, right? That's the demand. And we haven't came back here yet. Let's go to the daily time frame. Just gonna shrink that up. And then we do have some liquidity that is left right here. So I'm liking this. It's just a waiting game now, right? Just a waiting game now. But we can still possibly catch some sells to this buy. So let's drop down to the 4 hour time frame. So it definitely looked like let's see. Yeah. The change of character happened way up here. The very last BOS, and then we had the change of character. Right. So right now it is still chilling for the weekend. So let's just be patient. But we have a breakout rally right here. Breakout rally. This is my supply, and this would be my shoulder. But because market is still bullish, I still want to be careful with this, right? So I'm definitely not going to be the first one in, right? Because the market is going up right now. It's going up. So I'm going to be careful, not going to be the first one in. And what I'm going to do, if the market can give me some structure, I'm going to mark that up. And as soon as we get that change of character, I would be more likely taking this one than the first one to send that down. Now, if the market doesn't go up and we actually break lower here, then I would definitely take that one, right? Because the market is creating liquidity, right? We drop lower, we change character here, possibly build more liquidity. So if we can go ahead and get this sell like that, if it plays out like this, I would be more likely to take this on the first touch. But again, you never have to be the first one in. As soon as it gets here, you can wait for it to break down, let it give you the confirmations so you can go ahead and get in with more comfort, right? For you, right? What I do may not be comfortable for you, right? So keep that in mind. Do what makes you feel comfortable in the markets. What are you sending, Austin? That looks pretty good. Even this one up here. Where's mine? Even this up here, this looks like daily structure, right? If we go up to the daily, I'm pretty sure that's the daily high. That's for sure the 4 hour setup though, because of how small it is. But because this is so big, this is definitely like a daily or weekly setup. Change of character. Boom. I would love to see if we can get that. That's not bad at all. Nice. Cool. But yeah, guys, does that make sense when it comes to this? Because we didn't really
Yes.
break below here and it's holding this zone, I want to be more careful when it comes in here. But if we can actually break and close below and continue to build more liquidity, even better. That way it gives me more sentiment that we can go ahead and drop down. But again, because we're going higher and we can see that if you want to see the things to make you feel comfortable getting into the market, guys, get the confirmations. Feel comfortable. See everything you need to see, and then you can get in right here to send the market down. But yeah, let's see. Let's take a look. I mean, the market didn't really do much. It's like honestly just kind of just building up liquidity. So like there's nothing really, to back test a whole lot in this area. This is obviously that's been happening for a couple of days. Let's see. Monday, yeah. So Monday set it up. I mean, I guess you can cover this. Yeah, we can cover this. So let's see, what is this? Friday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, so this is Monday, guys, right? Monday is right here. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Dang, so a whole week. It took a whole week for this setup to play out. All right, but so let's take a look. We can see that the market was in a slight downtrend here, right? Super slight downtrend. The market was heading lower, and then it started to change character and go higher. So let's go ahead and just mark this up, right? So as the market is heading down, I want to continue marking up my red BOSs, my bearish BOSs. Boom. But now I need my change of character line, right? So whenever the market changes character, we can start looking for buys, right? So let's see what the market can possibly buy off of. Um, I was mainly looking at this right here. Um, it's more advanced structure, but we have low, high, low, and then we change character. And then right before we change character, we had a starting point here that drove the market up. I just didn't like how this looked because we did sweep liquidity, but we never broke and closed above the high. Now, if I'm looking at this, guys, consolidation, we break and go higher and then drop lower. If the market is here and I need to change character, where do I need to see the market break and close above? Does anybody know? This would be more advanced, and this is why I didn't really like the setup as much.
Wait, what did you say?
So let's go ahead and recover that. So if the market is consolidating here and the market jumps up and then clears liquidity, where do I need to see my change of character? Yes, yes, Juan. Yes. So I would like to see the change of character go above this and then pull back. So because we didn't get that, I wasn't really looking at this for a buy opportunity, which means I had to look inside the setup, which was right here. Oops, right here. Oops, making me look bad. Right here. Right. So the setup inside the setup. So we do have the BOS to the downside. BOS to the downside, and then we had the change of character that happened here, right? Bullish change of character. So my shoulder would be right here, and my starting point to that setup would be right here. So now I don't have to be the first one in, guys, right? And this is why I didn't even like taking this buy setup. One, because it's in consolidation, and two, this didn't really look that good. So let's go ahead. So we can see we have the break of structure. Awesome. Now, what zone is it going to respect now? Market pulled back and dropped down lower. So let's go ahead and continue marking up. Now it looked like obviously it ran through here. So let's delete that. That wasn't the zone that we wanted to respect. And it came down to this left shoulder here. So the stop loss would be down here. Now, my change of character line has now been pulled down, and I'm not going to be looking for buys until we break and close above. Boom. So now that we got the break and close above, let's go ahead and confirm. Oops, going crazy. Now, my left shoulder is going to be right here, the very last BOS before the change of character. So let's go ahead. Now, this is going to be my stop loss. You see how this setup looks a whole lot better than this right here? This looks in my opinion, that structure is a whole lot better than trying to find something and guess inside of this, of what market is going to respect. So what you guys have to start doing is marking up your BOS and your change of character line, because once it gives it to you guys, it's going to be so hard to unsee it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? So let's go ahead with my stop loss. My entry would be here. Stop loss at this low, minimum 1 to 3 risk to award. And realistically, I would like to see if we can take this out. So 1 to 3 is right there. This is a 1 to 3.5. So let's go ahead. And again, this happened on the setup started on Monday, right? The pullback that happened started on Monday. Tuesday gave us the breakout to the downside. Let's see. Thursday gave us the change of character. So now Thursday, Friday. So now the week is over, and now we have to wait for this setup for the following week. Does that make sense, guys? Are you guys starting to see how, like, this is a waiting process? We never had to be the first one in here because things don't look that nice. But as soon as we get structure that's happening here, okay, cool. Things are looking a lot better. It sucks we have to wait a little bit, but I would rather wait and get the confirmations to feel as confident as possible to take these setups. Oh my goodness, bro. You see that? I swear to you. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It looked like it respected the starting point more. It did give it a little bit of stop loss activity, but it respected it and then went higher. So, I mean, shoot, nothing we can do about that. Let's see if we can actually catch lower time frame setup. It doesn't even give it to us. Oh, it gives us. Yeah, it does. Let me see. So again, this is something that is more of a setup inside of the setup, right? Because we're on such a lower time frame. Notice how this structure here is much bigger than the structure that's happening inside of here. You guys see how small that structure is compared to the big structure that's happening outside of it? The outside structure is higher time frame. So if we go to the 15-minute, you see how it starts to clear up and it's starting to get bigger. And now these are gone. Let's go to the hour. Same thing. Notice how it gets way cleaner and these small pullbacks are absolutely gone. So let's go back down to the 5. So we can see right here that market just took this low, right? We had a BOS to the downside, and we also had a BOS to the downside right here. So let's mark that up as well. Now, my change of character line, right? So I have a small change of character that is happening right here. And I also have the higher time frame change of character that is happening right here. Does that make sense, guys? There's a setup inside of the setup when you start to drink down lower. Because on the 1 hour time frame, all you're seeing is this lower low, lower high, lower low. So on the higher time frame, on that 1 hour time frame, you're looking for a breakout, pull back, let's go. But when you drop down to the lower time frame, you're actually able to catch the head. But you have to be careful and make sure you wait for all your confirmations, guys. Right? So we can see we get the change of character that happened here, and we were able to get in on the starting point. I'm not sure if it was able to give you the right shoulder. Oh yeah, back to back.
Sheesh.
Sheesh, talk to me nice, baby. And this is what I mean, guys, right? Like sometimes, even though we want to wait for some of these zones, like don't get me wrong, sometimes they'll hit and sometimes it'll come down low enough, and the banks are like, okay, this is low enough for me. And then it starts to do what it does. And then, we're thinking, oh, it's going to drop lower. But guys, it gave you confirmation. Listen to the structure. If we go up to the 15-minute, let's see if it's very fairly similar. No, it's not because we don't have that pullback. But on the 10-minute, you can see that, and it still works out. So in my opinion, this was a clean trade. You just have to understand how to use it and understand like the setup inside of the setup. Because if you're focusing on the big one, which is totally fine, right? Because you never have to focus on lower time frame if that's what makes you feel uncomfortable. If you focus on this lower low, lower high, lower low, we get the breakout. Hey, we're waiting for market to come back. It just never did, and sometimes that happens. So if you're waiting for the higher time frame, sometimes that happens, and you know what we have to do? We just have to wait. But that was the move of last Monday. Oh, look what happens too, guys. Look what happens to, hold on. Well, this is a 4 hour time frame. Hold on. I'm gonna get to that right now. I got you. Okay. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I like detail with market structure, right? Because look at this, guys. This was respecting off of the starting point, right? And it missed my buy zone. Now look at this. On that 1 hour time frame, this is what we're looking at, right? That we said the market can come back to. Boom, change of character. Now we're looking for possible buys in this area. Now, check this out. Even though we could use this for a buy opportunity, remember about the one from far back. Remember about that. So when we go up to the higher time frame, that's the one that we originally wanted anyways. And the market just missed us. Does that make sense, guys? So now look at this. Look at this. Oh, I bet you this market structure gives us something. I bet you. Watch. Check this out. And I don't even know because I don't even be trading USDMXN. But look at this. We had a possible buy here, and we knew we had a possible buy here, right? So which one do we take? We don't have to be the first one in. We don't have to take either of them until it gives us the confirmation, right? So look, we come down as of right now, we can see that the BOS is right here. We can see that the BOS is right here, right? But I want to see if we can get even closer down here. So let's drop down to the 15-minute. Boom. Notice how we have consolidation, break a structure, consolidation, break a structure. So let's go ahead and mark this up. So it looks like the one that was above here, obviously, wasn't the one. And that's okay because we didn't have to be the first one in anyways. Our job is to identify and then take opportunities as they come. So my left shoulder for this setup is right here. Now let's zoom in. It doesn't look like my starting point is in here. Yeah, it's right here. That's fine. So now this is my left shoulder. My stop loss is right here. Let's see if we can get the change of character.
I have a question, Benny. Sorry, man.
What's up?
Wouldn't this be wouldn't you put your zone here from here to here, since this is the closest body, and then the further weak, I would say.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So for me, I'm kind of focusing on the consolidation wicks and candles rather than the rally breakout candles.
Oh, I get you.
That's a good observation. So let's see if that hits like that. But yeah, for me, I'm always looking at the consolidation first rather than the breakout candles.
Got you, man. Thank you.
Yep. Let's just see. Let's take a. I'll put this right here. All right. So let's take a look. Do we get the change of character? I'd rather see it on the heart. Are we on? Yeah, the 1 hour. Let's see if we can get that 1 hour change of character. Okay, we got that. Awesome. Now let's drop back down. So we're looking for buys here now. Now let's just see when the market starts to reverse and come back for me. Let's see if that's it right there. So now I would like to see if we can take profit up here. 1 to 3. Perfect 1 to 3. Awesome. So let's take a look. So as of right now, that was today's trade. That was today's trade, and it is up at 1 to 2. Literally gave you 1 to 2 before market closed, and then you could have literally closed off 1 to 2 in profit. Boom, good for the day. You just came up 2%. And again, we're looking to see if we can take these highs, but this is all off the setup that we were previously waiting for. So yeah, it gave us a good move, but look, we didn't have to be the first one in. We could have caught it right here, and it's in profit right now. So it may continue. We don't know yet. We're gonna have to figure out, what happens, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we'll see. But does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's take a look at what you got right here. Appreciate you, Juan. Oh no, where'd it go? The heck? The value candle. Value candle, BOS. Okay. Entry, value zone. Okay, so this is USDMXN. This is current price right now. This is where it was. Let's take a look. That looks pretty solid though. Let's go back before I freaking forget. Just want to make sure that was the right candle. So let's delete this. So did you take that trade too?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. So the value candle, it looks like, so I just want to make sure like we're clear. So your arrow was like this and it said value candle, right? But the value candle will always be to the left, and you had it marked up. I just wanted to make sure we were on the right page because your trade was like that, right?
Correct.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So let me see.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Let me see. You go into the chat again. You can go ahead. You can speak if you had some.
So how I determine the value candle is that swing low, which is that large red candle. So usually from what I remember back in the day, coach says the value candle is always to the left of the swing. So it's either a swing high or swing low. So right.
Yeah. So this would be it right here. So if this was the swing high, which it is, right? Swing low, swing high. So this green candle right here would be the swing high. Oops. Swing high, and then the candle directly to the left, which is this one. Yeah, so we are on lock. I just wanted to make sure that you knew what I knew and I knew what you knew. So yeah,
Got you.
that's a solid setup. Violation of the value candle came right back into that zone, gave you some opportunity. Fire. Miguel, what are you sending me, Miguel? Oh, it's the same setup? Yeah. Oh, see? What a great student.
Great minds think alike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, what is this right here? Palladium? Is that what it's called?
I've been trading the most weirdest.
I know,
Yeah, it's
bro.
palladium.
Oh, how do you even spell that? Spell that for me, my boy. Futures right here, right? This one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look. Man, Austin's trading everything, bro. Thought it's trade rice and spaghetti. Watch. If they have it, he
Hey,
gonna
rough
trade.
rice you make money off of.
He gonna trade wheat, coffee. He gonna trade everything. Now, if it has a structure, bro, trade it. Shoot. Let's take a look at this. What is this? Oh my God. Fall. She's free falling. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's go back up down to monthly. Right now, it looks like the starting point is holding it down. We have a breaker structure right here. Looks like we have a starting point right here. Now, look at the structure inside of this, guys. This is the low, which would be the stop loss. Look at the structure that, oh my goodness. Crazy. BOS, last selling candle, starting point, fire. Now look at the structure. Consolidation, liquidity sweep, change of direction, and gave us the BOS of the summit. So my shoulder would be here as well. This would be the stop loss. Dang, crazy, bro. That's fire though. Let's take a look. So obviously it gave us a nice little stop loss wick and then went our direction, which is kind of whack. But now it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot. So we are still in bearish momentum. So I still want to see some sell type of structure now that we're in here. Because check me out. This is what I'm seeing. I can see consolidation. Now the market just swept liquidity and obviously has a big candle to the downside. So I'm thinking we're back in bearish momentum. We need to continue and see what we can find. So let's drop down to the weekly. I feel like we're gonna have a setup inside of here when we drop down lower. All right, so this is what I am seeing. Do we take this high? No, okay. So this is what I'm seeing. And this is fairly easy structure. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this, and just keep that red line there because I know that's the low that needs to be broken. So obviously we can see we have a ton of liquidity happening here, right? We literally see we have support, I'm sorry, resistance, bouncing off support, bouncing off resistance, bouncing off support, bouncing off resistance, and then we finally break through. So this right here is going to be my BOS of the upside. And this could also be a liquidity sweep as well. But because we have the BOS, I'm just going to keep it simple, right? And then we change direction right here in this area. But again, guys, this would also be something that would be a setup within the setup. Why? Because we obviously have this as well. And if this is the high that made this low, I would like the market to go ahead and change direction here as well. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. And obviously we have the internal structure giving us this. Bouncing off the same support, bouncing off the same resistance, high, low, higher high, change of character. So this may be the first sell opportunity we get that gives us this change of direction. And then we can see if the market can go ahead and set us up with something else that looks like this. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. Okay, Juan, let me know where you're confused. Okay, I got you. So check me out. I'm gonna go ahead and just redo this whole thing real quick. Got you. I got you. So notice how we are kind of stuck in this range, Juan. I got you, bro. Don't even trip. Notice how we're kind of stuck in this range, Juan. Even this wick tried to break and close below, but it couldn't break and close. It's trapped, and we are stuck inside of consolidation. Do you see that, bro? All right, cool. So this is what I'm looking at right here. Using my eyes, I know that once the market made this low, we came up as high as here, and then as soon as we made this high, we went as low as this. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And then what did the market do again? We cleared this liquidity. Now look at this. Notice how market is respecting this resistance zone. It's respecting, we get resistance, 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 and then we finally break through, and then we change direction, right? So what I'm looking at is I'm identifying a higher time frame structure. So when I go up to the monthly, notice how all this consolidation, I mean, that's literally what it was. That's all it was consolidation, right? Does that make sense, bro?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So this would be a liquidity sweep. I'm not done. I just want to make sure that makes sense. So this would be a liquidity sweep on the monthly, because on the monthly, we haven't even changed, or we didn't get the break of structure. But I obviously need that change of direction as well for the monthly, right? So it would be consolidation, left shoulder, right? Left shoulder right here. Liquidity sweep is my head, change of direction on the monthly. Maybe we can go ahead and get another sell setup sometime in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Now, when we drop down to the weekly time frame, notice how we have the setup inside of the setup. So we do have higher high, higher low, break of structure, change of character. I want to see if this can be the setup that can give us the change of direction, that can give us the bigger setup that looks something like this. Does that make sense, bro?
It does, man.
Awesome. 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 Are you sure that makes sense? Are you sure?
Yeah. I was kind of tripping out on when you talked about like the two resistance zones. I was like, where is he exactly looking at it? But now I get it that it wasn't a consolidation, and now you're kind of waiting for the change of direction, and then
Yes.
you have a clear setup now towards the end. So yeah, perfect.
Yes, yes,
Thank you,
yes.
man.
Awesome. Yes, awesome. So now I'm looking at this as my setup, right? Notice how I have my weekly shoulder. Now, if I drop down the daily, then I'm probably going to have something. Oh, wow. The daily starting point. Okay. So the daily starting point is actually right here, right? So let's go ahead. So, I mean, this is kind of ugly. I would have to just leave it like that, because usually when it looks something like this with the candle, with the red candle, I like to put it like this, but I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. But yeah, this would be something that I would be looking at with, I don't even know how to pronounce that, bro. Palladium, with palladium, and to see if we can get this sell opportunity that can give us the big change of direction that we need for the very, very next one. So I'm liking this, but make sure you guys are looking at everything you guys need to look at. You never have to be the first one in, especially with this type of setup. Technically, the stop loss would be way up here, and that's just not something I'm down for, right? So when it comes to this setup, make sure you guys are marking up the BOSs, right? We have higher high, higher low, BOS. Higher high, higher low, BOS. Higher high, higher low, BOS. Now, as soon as we get this change of character, guys, it's game time. BOS of the upside, BOS of the upside, BOS of the upside. Now, as soon as we get this change of character, boom, let's go ahead and see if we could start catching some sell opportunities with this setup right here. So this would be the brand new setup. Awesome. Appreciate you for helping out, bro. And we could take this setup right here. Does that make sense, guys? Because with this big stop loss, I'm just not down. And when it's a really big stop loss, guys, that kind of tells us that the market can go as high as, let me just clean this stuff up real quick. And we'll finish it with this. Right when the market is letting us know that our sell zone is right here and it starts right here. So I'm gonna put a green line. My sell zone starts right there. Right. So from there to my stop loss, the market can go as high as it wants. Right. Boom. We can continue going higher. But as long as it doesn't break and close above my stop loss, we're good. right? So we can get the change of character here, and then we can start looking at some sell opportunities. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. I'm telling you guys, with big setups like this on the daily time frame, it gives us like a good sentiment of what the market can do. But we like once we start seeing like how the market moves and how aggressive the market moves, and we actually see our setups work, we want to be the first one in. We want to be the first one in. But with big setups like this, we just have to be patient. And we may get got once or twice being tricked with the market, and that's what the market wants you to do, right? It wants you to put in. It wants you to take an opportunity, and that's okay. But as long as we know, hey, the market hasn't broken closed above, and as soon as we get something that looks clean, let's go ahead and take some opportunities that we could start taking something with a smaller risk, something like this. So we can go ahead and send this market down. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know.
Since
Awesome, bro. Awesome. That is it for me, guys. I hope you guys like this call. I'm starting to like the back testing calls. I don't know about you guys, but it definitely sharpens me up, and I hope you guys are starting to be like, yeah, back testing is not that hard. I can kind of do that. Let's go ahead and start doing that. So I hope you guys like the call, man. If your people weren't on this call, if your peoples weren't on this call, let them know they missed out, guys, because you're getting better hopping on these calls every Monday and Friday. You guys plug in. You guys, I hope you guys take notes. You guys take the notes. Don't make me a liar. Y'all take the notes and you guys are applying what you guys are learning. Right. So I appreciate you guys for hopping on. And I will see you guys on Monday. Let's get it.